Hey, Stoney here, and this is Mechabellum Tournament. At the bottom here, we have CrossFit playing as a Rhino specialist, and he is up against Doxun playing as a quick supply specialist. This is the final game, championship game of the mini tournament Americas. So these are the Wednesday games where everybody plays 4 games each. And so far, both of these players have a perfect record. So now they're fighting for the championship title. Looking at the CrossFit, he's got, true to his name, he is got the cross configuration. This is a pretty potent configuration with the goal of putting down a fortress here and a fortress here and a continuous stream of chaff in the later game. Doxun is playing more standard. He has his tanks in the vertical setup, allowing them to deal even more damage to chaff clear because now not all of the tanks are firing at the same time. He also has arc lights ready to take on any sort of crawlers and mustangs, with his crawlers coming in late as distraction. All right, if I were to put down money, I think I will put down on Doxun. He's heavily favored into this match, but it could definitely be an upset. CrossFit has been playing extremely well for the last couple of games, and let's see if that trend continues. Round 2, unit drop, and these are good unit cards, all level 2s. Sabertooth is interesting for CrossFit. I think this may be a keep because instead of the fortresses, Sabertooth does provide the tankiness and also the damage. Sabertooth, I think, is one of the highest DPS units for its cost, only 200 supplies. So I think this could be an interesting choice. By putting them directly on the line, it's getting even closer to the action. He's not too worried about getting targeted too early because the crawlers would just run ahead. But right now, I'm looking at these Sabertooth kind of staring down at each other. The moment one of them takes range, or Doxun Sabertooth takes range, is going to target this one right away. And there's probably no way for CrossFit to avoid that aside from selling and reposition that somewhere else. Two-shotting a level 1 Sabertooth. That is pretty brutal. I think with Doxun, yeah, this level 2 is going to survive a little bit longer. However, let's see if the Sabertooth will finally get a lock onto this arc light, and if it cannot, it will spend the entire rest of the game focusing on the mustangs and the crawlers. So it looks like Doxun is going to get the upper hand this turn. And these are pretty significant health damages. I think we're going to get CrossFit down to about a quarter of his original health. Ooh. All right. Let's take a look at the board. What is good for the bottom? What is good for the top? Laser sight might be something viable for a high-level Sabertooth, allowing it to shoot from afar and essentially just become a huge raid boss, just kind of leveling them up. One of the downsides of Sabertooth is the range, right? It starts with only 95. It has less range than all of the giants, maybe with the exception of Vulcan. Which means if you're putting down Melting Point, they can counter the Sabertooth pretty effectively. All right, so it is going to go on this Mustangs. Okay. Mustangs themselves, I guess they're doing okay. This guy here has the most kills in this game. So I guess it's doing okay. Total damage is not bad. But with so many arc lights, I'm just not sure if you want to keep the Mustangs carry unit. But we'll see, right? With Doxun, he is definitely exploiting the lack of chaff clear coming in from CrossFit. And what a EM ability. Right here, disabling the field maintenance of this level 2 Sabertooth. And we're watching history repeat itself with the problem with the chaff. Mustangs themselves aren't really great chaff clear, especially when they're level 1. And as you can see, this group of crawlers actually is just running over these Mustangs. If CrossFit wants to have a more even fight, you would need to get something, preferably something that's flying for chapter. So I'm thinking Wraith might be a pretty good choice. And the reason I said flying is because there are already a ton of units that's currently on the ground. So if you put down your own arc lights here, there's a good chance that your arc light might just get taken out by these sledgehammers. Smoke is coming down from Doxun. And this reminds me of that game where Doxun was able to shield break and is able to put down a lot of smoke. All right, so we're looking at this board here. Okay, we got the Rhino on turn 4 going straight into the tower. I don't think this Rhino will actually get to the tower because of the crawlers right here. Unless CrossFit adds a whirlwind at the last second. Okay, looks like there's not going to be any sort of defense against the smoke, which means the smoke is going to land, which means that is very bad news for these saber-tooth. They have to walk so much more to just to get to their target. The Rhino on this hand, ooh, they ran out of crawlers. Can he? No, he got trapped at the last minute by these crawlers, which means this Rhino will never reach his destination. We do have one level 2 saber-tooth, soon to be level 3, and with the health regen, it can actually bring down pretty much everything here. Alright, with a tower debuff and a 50% more damage on a saber-tooth, this is going to be another round to Doxun. So far we're at round 4. Oof. Okay, so we got speed spec coming in from CrossFit, and we have an item coming in on the level 3 saber-tooth. This level 3 saber-tooth now can two-shot this level 2 saber-tooth, so pretty good. Rhino, he can make a choice. He can either take Whirlwind, which will almost guarantee the tower, or he can choose to get rid of this Rhino. Oil is added in as a defense against this Rhino. And more Mustangs are added down as a form of chaff clear. One tip, if you are planning on using Mustangs for chaff clear, is take the upgrades from the tower. The Mustangs themselves don't do enough damage, but they shoot very quickly, which means they barely have any overkill. Whatever damage enhancement that you give to the Mustang, it will almost always use 100% of that benefit. So get the upgrade, get 1, maybe even 2, and that's going to make the Mustangs a lot more flexible and also a lot more competent at chapter. Alright, the chap are disappearing, and just watch this tank die. 1 shot, 2 shot, and it's gone. This one shot, and that's gone too. Rhino is going to get the tower. Very good. We also have a level 3 sledgehammer or saber-tooth on the other side, which means this saber-tooth could potentially do a bit of damage. And indeed it can. So this round is not over yet. I think this round actually goes to CrossFit. Another speed specialist. So now CrossFit is double speed specialist with the saber tooth. I wonder, is he going to put down rhinos to help with the? That could be an interesting idea, right? Just have rhinos with final blitz, because now you got rhinos that's running at 22 meters a second. So they run fast, and I don't care if you have melting points kind of stopping that. If this rhino reaches to the saber tooth, for example, and just kind of explode, it's gonna do a lot of damage. We do have a rhino drop all the way here in the back from this round, and this tower is currently undefended. It's not quite the final round yet, but with the tower debuff, Doxun's army can very quickly overwhelm CrossFit's army. Okay, it looks like it's just going to be more Sabertooth. EM is off cooldown, and I wonder if CrossFit is going to learn from his past mistakes. Because right now that EM is going to get a pack of 3 Sabertooth. Oh no. Oh no, there's no defense on this tower, which means this Rhino is going to get straight to this tower, get in a debuff, and with the debuff, he is going to lose so many Sabertooth. Potentially losing this game because we do have a giant on board, and without any Sabertooth left, I think this is very bad. Oh no. He can't even bring down this level 3 Sabertooth. Is this game? I think he might be in it for one more round. But this was a terrible round for CrossFit. Scorpions, another nail in the coffin. Scorpions are actually excellent against Sabertooth. They do a lot of damage. So a level 1 Scorpion does 11,000 damage, essentially two-shotting a level 1 Sabertooth. Doxun pick up the Wraith with range. He understands that once the chaff is cleared, this Wraith can do a whole lot of damage to this Sabertooth. And seeing how there's currently no real anti-air for single heavy units, this Wraith is going to stay alive for a very long time. I'm surprised he put this Wraith here directly in front of these level 3 Mustangs. Maybe one of the ways that he's trying to play this is to draw fire from these Mustangs so that his late arriving units, namely these 2 crawlers, are going to run to the front while these Mustangs are still focusing on this Wraith. He does have field maintenance, which means if he click on field maintenance, there's a very good chance that he's just going to win by having this Wraith. I'm surprised he took range instead of field maintenance. If I were him, I would just hit field maintenance, knowing that your opponent has nothing that can actually kill this Wraith. And with his health down to 179, if this Wraith survives, even if it's a draw, he'll win the game. But let's see, I don't think it really matters at this point. I think this Wraith is just going to do its job of chaff clear and allowing the rest of the units to hit it. However, if you look at the board here, ooh, Scorpion is doing a whole lot of work to this Sabertooth. A lot of them are bringing down. In fact, there's no Sabertooth left on Doxun's board. The only thing that's left is this melting point, and that melting point has a lot of work to do. Yeah, I definitely think it was a mistake to not take field maintenance, because Doxun could have won the game right here, right now. He'll lose the entire ground battle, but his Wraith will survive. And if it survives, it wins the game. So now he's missed this opportunity. CrossFit sees the Wraith, understands what it can do, and there will be a counter for that. All right. So with the cards, we have multiple abilities. So smoke is off cooldown. We have acid that's coming in here as well. Acid not only reduces the unit's hit points per second, it also increases the damage taken by 250%. So if the sledgehammers are shooting in this asset, even this level 4 Wraith is going to deal significant damage. Speaking of the Wraith, here's the counter in the form of a melting point and laser sight. It's a very cheap way of getting a melting point with some range without having to click that 300 button. The scorpions are picking up double shot, which means these scorpions probably are going to take down some of these units very quickly. This level 4 Sabertooth is probably only going to get about 4 to 5 shots from this scorpion and it will be dead. What I'm really worried about is the smoke here, because with the smoke, the Mustangs will have to run so far forward under the direct fire of both the Arc Light, as the sledgehammers, and also these level 3 Mustangs. So once the Mustangs are depleted, there is no chapter, there's nothing against these high level crawlers. They're just gonna run in and take care of everything here. On the other side, these laser sighted Mustangs are actually doing a whole lot of work. They're bringing down this melting point extremely quickly and taking the tower. Is CrossFit doing it? Is CrossFit actually winning against Doxun? And this is a very convincing win, because with 2 abilities on the board, this is an excellent win for CrossFit. Another unit drop? Level 4 marksman? Okay. Boats is picked up for Doxun. Level 4 marksman is interesting. Level 4 marksmen are great single target units that can shoot very far, dealing pretty competently against melting point and also the Sabertooth. Boats with Chin Gun is a huge chunk of damage if you can use it well. So I think the plan here for Doxun is sort of a Hail Mary move with the 4 boats with Chin Gun coming straight to the tower, get tower, and win the game here. With CrossFit, it's going to be a little bit different. Instead of using the Chin Gun, his tech of choice is photon emissions, making this entire army that much stronger, 30% stronger to be exact, as they take 30% less damage for that first 20 seconds. And with this double speed specialist, that first 20 seconds is going to feel like an eternity for Doxun, because by the end of that, they're going to get to this tower. So now it's a race against time. Which one of these 2 players is going to get the tower first? And that player is going to win this round. If I were CrossFit, I'd be extremely wary of this one. And he is upgrading the tower to level 3. Doxun, very smart, also extremely wary of this one, and he's putting down foil directly on top of acid. Now, unfortunately, because all the units are photon coated, they do not suffer from the nerfs from the acid. So, all right, let's see. The tower is okay. These boats are coming into this tower. They are shooting at it, but there's no unit on the other side to actually deal the damage with the debuff. And with the debuff gone, we have this huge army. These boats aren't participating. Doxun has put the beacon just a little too far, and we got level 4 Mustangs on the ground. We got melting point on the ground. Oh boy, Doxun is in a lot of trouble. That was a bit of a Hail Mary move, because now that CrossFit knows that it is coming, he's not going to fall for it for another time. Speed Specialist is offered for the 3rd time. I wonder if CrossFit is going to take it, and the answer is no. It's going to be an item. I'm very interested to see what Doxun's response is on this particular tower, because if he cannot hold this tower, he cannot win the game. Aerial spec is added, allowing these Mustangs to deal with these overlords very comfortably. And these are double tech overlords with no chaff and nothing in front of it to protect. So once they're running into these Mustangs, it's gonna hurt. And to make matter worse, this tower is already level up to level 3. If CrossFit wants, he can bring this tower all the way up to level 4 reducing his debuff time to only 3 seconds. So at that point, it doesn't really matter if his army is being debuffed, because it'll be back into the fight in just about 3 seconds. Wow, this is a very close game. I love it. Is CrossFit doing it? He is not expecting another flank coming in from behind, and right now there's nothing stopped its flank from happening. Okay, so there's a couple areas we need to monitor. The first thing, on the right hand side, how far can these overlord get? Second, on the left hand side, how far can this overlord get? But it looks like it's already being focused on, so that's a no-brainer for that. CrossFit is just destroying all the overlords, and now with all the overlords gone, this is gonna be a GG going to CrossFit, surviving from 179 HP. What a game. Very well played by CrossFit. Definitely deserved the win. And taking the win from one of the top players, Doxun. He still has his weekend champion badge. Very impressive performance. Well, I hope you enjoyed this game, and I hope to see you on the next one.
Prepare your tactics, Mechabellum's calling. Deploy your fortress, the battlefield's alive with swarms.